is the New York Knicks. Plus, we got updates from the PBA as rain or shine icon Gabe Norwood announces one last flight.
And we've got a conversation with former PBA player Sean Anthony following his decision to end his basketball career.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Litungkalaw.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leaves. Puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! Stuck in another one. Macunas rejecting Esteban for the point.
NBA superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo reaffirms his commitment to the Milwaukee Bucks. The Greek freak facing the media amid reports of trade talks between the Bucks and the New York Knicks. Reports also claim that the Knicks are the only other team Giannis would play for should the Bucks trade him. The reported trade talks did not reach an advanced level, but the two-time MVP made it clear that he does want to stay in Milwaukee, well, at least for now. He also vows that his goal is to win another NBA championship with the Bucks. Giannis is currently signed to a 3-year extension with Milwaukee, which includes a player option for the 2027-2028 season. Here's a Greek freak talking about his decision to stay and the possibility of changing his mind in the future.
I've said this many times, like I want to be in situations that I can win, and now I'm here. I believe in this team. I believe in my teammates. You know, I'm here to lead this team to wherever we can go. And it's definitely gonna be hard. We're gonna take it day by day, but I'm here. So all the other extra stuff does not matter. I think I've communicated with my teammates, communicated with the people that I respect and love, that the moment that I step in on this court or in this facility and wear this jersey, the rest does not matter. I'm locked into whatever I have in front of me. Now, if in 6-7 months I change my mind, I think that's human too. You're allowed to make any decision you want, but I'm locked in. I'm locked into this team. I'm locked into these guys, to this group, and to my coaching staff, and to myself.
Bucks head coach Doc Rivers is downplaying the trade reports surrounding Giannis Antetokounmpo. The veteran mentor also remains locked in for a better season with his team.
I don't have to. Giannis does that. You know, everything Giannis says is about the team and about being a better team. You know, so I don't have to do that. Every part of Giannis says that. If you read his comments this summer, every comment he's made is about being in Milwaukee, loving the city. But for some reason, you know, and it's funny, you know, it's what's the old saying? You report a story, and then you create the story, then you report on the story you created. And that's what it feels like. And it gets old for us. But at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do about it. But I can tell you, John has never called a team about Giannis. That has never happened. And until that happens, you really don't have a story.
Now, in other NBA news, it didn't take long for Kevin Durant to feel right at home with the Houston Rockets. KD made his preseason debut for his new team today as they faced the Utah Jazz and eventually won the game, 140-127. Slim Reaper missed his first 3 shot attempts, but swished everything else from that point. Durant finishing with a team-high 20 points on 70% very efficient shooting in just under 24 minutes of play. Rockets acquired Durant from the Phoenix Suns last July in a record-breaking 17 trade. Houston is the 5th stop of Durant's illustrious 18-year NBA career.
On to the WNBA, the Las Vegas Aces are a win away from another championship. The Aces with a clutch Game 3 win to go up 3-0 against the Phoenix Mercury in the best-of-7 series. Reigning MVP Asia Wilson drained a go-ahead turnaround jumper with 0.3 seconds left to lift the Aces over the Mercury 90-88. That basket capped off a stellar 34-point night for the four-time MVP. She also put up 14 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks in the win. The game wasn't close the entire time. Las Vegas held what looked like a comfortable 17-point lead entering the fourth. But Phoenix rallied to tie the game with a minute left before Wilson's heroics bailed the Aces out. With that performance, Wilson set a WNBA postseason record with 291 total points through 11 games. The Aces can clinch their third title in 4 years on Saturday morning, Philippine time. Coming up, former PBA player Sean Anthony talks retirement life. I caught up with a longtime cager to talk about what's next for him after ending his basketball career. Catch that next here on Play by Play.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play, only on One News. One of the most decorated players in Philippine basketball will soon bid goodbye to his pro career. PBA superstar and rain or shine Elasto Painters icon, former Gilas Pilipinas team captain Gabe Norwood has announced that the ongoing Philippine Cup of the PBA's 50th season will be his one last flight. Norwood has played 17 seasons in the PBA, all with rain or shine. His one last flight will begin on Saturday when the Elasto Painters tip off their all-Filipino campaign against the Meralco Bolts. Here's what Gabe had to say about his decision.
Basketball has been a huge part of my life for as long as I can remember. From playing Division I basketball with George Mason University, to proudly wearing the Filipinos jersey with Gilas, and to finding a home with rain or shine in the PBA. The journey has been nothing short of incredible. I poured everything I have into this game, and in return it has given me more than I could ever ask for. The unforgettable moments on the court, the battles won and lost, the lifelong friendships, the love of the fans, and above all, a family.
Norwood was drafted first overall by Rain or Shine back in 2008. He then made his mark as one of the league's most versatile and respected stars. Norwood is a two-time PBA champion, the 2009 Rookie of the Year, a 7-time All-Defensive Team member, and a 10-time mythical team member. But his legacy goes beyond the PBA as Norwood helped Gilas Pilipinas return to the FIBA World Cup back in 2014. He has also won silver medals in the FIBA Asian Championship back in 2013 and 2015, a gold medal in the Southeast Asian Games in 2007, and another gold medal in the Jones Cup back in 2012.
Coming up, how about some volleyball? Well, actually, before that, we're going to talk about recently retired PBA vet Sean Anthony, who is settling in well in Canada after deciding to step away from basketball to focus on his family. I got a chance to talk to him about retirement and what's next. Watch this.
Ace is doing great. He's in school now. He's fitting in. We just had his first appointment with his new oncology team that's taking over the monitoring, and they'll do all the scans and whatnot. So that went well too. He's healthy. He's doing great. So he's happy, and he's made the adjustment well over here. So that's all we can ask for, right? That he's happy. So terms for us, like we're settling into Canada as well. Teresa's coming with our youngest Sky on Sunday, and then we'll be settling into our new home and stuff. So it's all moving pretty quickly and fast, but I think by next month we'll fully feel settled, get into a bit of a family routine, and we'll finally all be together again. So it'll be nice.
We know, without question, family first. But what was the reason it took months to finally make the announcement?
To be honest, when it all happened and we found out that it was probably cancer with Ace, and then we had to make a decision on what to do, I think that was just the only thing I could keep in mind was getting him healthy. So that's solely what my focus went to, was just to where's the best doctor for this kind of cancer, where they offer the best medicine, where's their child support and whatnot, and my wife was the one on top of all of this too. And then from there it was what kind of treatments, what are these therapies, and then what are the best complementary things we can do, right? So it's just, I think one thing I've done my whole life is I hyper focus. So be it basketball, hyper focus on training, hyper focus, but in that instance it's hyper focus onto dad mode, and it's how do I get, the only goal in my life is to get him healthy and through this. So I felt bad. I didn't tell anyone except maybe coach and boss Ronald, just to say thank you for the offer and whatnot. And I didn't tell any of my teammates. I didn't want anyone to know what was going on, because I don't know how the experience was for you, but sometimes when you let people know, it's you're almost calming them down. And I didn't have that energy to share that space with them. I was I needed my sole focus on Ace. And then I wasn't completely sure if it was the end for basketball or whatnot. And then, so it became what am I going to do? And then, the opportunity came up over here in Canada, and, with there's still more treatment, and not treatment per se, but there's scans, and there's still the surgery he needs to have done to remove the portocath and all that kind of stuff. And Canadian medical will cover that and as well. And so there was a lot of things that went into that decision. And then it became, he's done. Now I have a week to move. I got to get him into schools. I got to get all the paperwork. I got to get my wife her permanent. And then it's just 1,000 things going on. So I by the time they hit me that I was wait, I'm starting a new job and a new role, and I haven't. They were asking oh, you should announce as well that you're in a new role, and I'm well, I haven't even announced that I've stepped away from basketball. So that's kind of how that all came about.
14 seasons, 8 teams in the PBA. I'm sure there are 1,001 memories, but what are the ones that stand out the most?
Oh, wow. The funny thing is, I look back on high school and let's say McGill or in college, and it's never really a lot of the stuff that happens on the court. It's also all the little memories of what happened on that one team building here, or like what happened when we took our training camp in Vegas, or what happened when we, we're in the locker room every day, like stuff like that. It's all the stuff, the camaraderie and the friendships you build through all those years. Like I played for, like you said, it was 8 teams,
18.
right? So I got to play with so many players and you know, so many of them are reaching out the last week or two, and it's just like those memories get brought up, right? It's like, do you remember, when we did this or whatever? But in terms of on the court, I think the Powerade run was a fun one. There was a triple overtime game was pretty fun as well, where we came out. There's I don't think it'll ever be possible to replicate what it's like to be in an arena when there's fans and there's just like an energy on the court, like, and you're playing against Ginebra and the whole crowd's chanting Ginebra or whatnot. So I'll miss that for sure.
But are you open to returning to basketball in the future? Maybe coaching down the line?
No, I love basketball, and somehow it's going to find me, and it's already kind of doing that, where people have found out that I'm back. Like, oh, can you help out with this program? Can you do this outreach here? So I feel like that's the first step, will be like giving back to maybe the communities out here that are, underprivileged or whatnot. And I can do that on like be it a camp one weekend or something like that. So it's not, and then see how that goes from there. But I'm sure there's going to be a time when it's going to call me back, just that I think I love basketball too much.
Message to the people that supported you.
Thank you. Like, there's too many people to thank, and to be honest, I apologize to everyone that I didn't really get to say thank you to or reach out to before I left, just with how hectic things have been. So, I have a lot of like even my agent, Charlie, like I basically haven't spoken to him. I need to message him. Like I just been overwhelmed with a bunch of stuff. So just thank you to everyone who supported me. I appreciate everything. I appreciate you, Cheska. You've always been cool on the court side, and even as we were going through our things together, you were a huge motivator for us and stuff. So congratulations too, and thank you. Your inspiration to Ace. I would show him, look what Tita Cheska's doing, right? So thanks as well.
Thank you. But we're also happy knowing that
Yeah.
Ace is okay. We hope to see you back here in the Philippines one of these days with the whole family.
Coming up now, we got to talk about some volleyball. We've got updates from the PVL Reinforced Conference as the Petrocas Angels give Brooke Van Sickle's parents a winning debut. The details and more after the break. Stay tuned on Play by Play, only on One News. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. Welcome back. It's a winning debut for the Vansicles in their 2025 PVL Reinforced Conference opener. The Petrogas Angels swept the Galleries Tower High-Risers 25-21, 25-19, and 25-14. It's the Angels' first victory since Brooke Vansicle's parents Gary and Lisa took over as head coach and assistant coach respectively. Of course, Brooke herself was in the spotlight, leading the way with 14 points on 12 attacks and 2 aces. American import Lindsay Vander Weyde added 13 markers, while MJ Phillips chipped in 12. Here are Gary and Brooke talking about what the victory means for the team and their family.
It was good. I think we came out a little slow, but overall, it was a good team effort. Like what we saw, the little things that we can fix, we can do that at practice. But overall, it was a good win. Any win is a good win in the PBL. It's been positive, not just because we won, but everyone's friendly. The environment is electric, so that makes it fun to coach. The competition, like I said, is pretty good. The coaches on the other side are tough, so we're making adjustments as we go.
It's just a full circle moment. I'm going to try to enjoy every day, every point with them, and I'm just really happy for this opportunity to have, be able to play with them again and be coached by my parents again. So it's just, I'm grateful, just very happy. It's like nothing has changed. I mean, they coached me for 10 years, something like that, like a tremendous amount of time before I went to college. They taught me all my fundamentals, everything about volleyball, my volley IQ and everything. So it's just like picking up where we left off in a sense. Like I don't feel anything like weird about it, like not cringe. Like it's actually nice to have the feedback right away because they watched every single game. They know the team very well.
Meantime, the Farm Fresh Foxies are also off to a winning start in the Reinforced Conference. The Foxies fended off the next leg Chameleons in 4 sets, 22-25, 25-23, 25-19, 25-21. After losing the first set, Farm Fresh came back firing to take control of the match. A dominant outing from Belgian import Ellen Rousseau. She led all scorers with a whopping 38 points built on 31 attacks, 3 blocks, and 4 aces. Ces Molina also made her Farm Fresh debut, contributing 9 markers in the win.
Happy Thursday. We've got a UAP, the PBA, and even the NBA tonight's highlight reel. Naipit pa. Let's go right away to the Mall of Asia Arena. Aaron Alarcon against the Ateneo Blue Eagles using that Noruka screen. Look at Alarcon driving, finding Fortea, extra pass. That is what unselfishness does to a team. Remember the San Antonio Spurs? That was a great executed play. It all started with Alarcon surveying, then driving. He had a strong game yesterday. Bounce pass to Terence Fortea. Extra pass to Francis Noruka for the two-handed flush. Again, take a look. Nice no look by my boy, Terence Fortea. I still owe him steak, by the way. He won us a game one time in a 3-on-3 competition. But nice. Alarcon to Fortea to Noruka, by the way. That man right there, just stellar in this game. 28 big points, 9 big rebounds, 4 steals, and a block. UP deals Ateneo its first defeat in UAP basketball in season 88, 83-69. Up next, let's go to the PBA Philippine Cup. And Lex against the defending champs, San Miguel Beermen, stolen away by Policarpio all the way for the slam. You rarely see Chris Ross with a pass like that anticipated by a young pup in Jonel Policarpio. Look at Poli, former LaSalle Green Archer, attacking the hole, stealing it away, taking like a candy from a baby, all the way for that slam. By the way, Poli had 16 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals. He was amazing in this game. He led NLEX past the defending champs, the San Miguel Beermen, 85-84. And finally, let's go to the NBA. KD with a red and white. Aman Thompson has it off to Shingun. And then looking, handoff to KD. And take a look at this. All the way to the hole. Nothing Hendricks can do there on the defensive end. Hendricks tried to keep up with KD. But that guy, 7-footer, too skilled, too talented, too quick. Can also nail the elbow jumper, as that was his first jumper, first points as a Houston Rocket, by the way. This will be very dangerous to watch. Amen to Shingun. The handoff, that 2-man game, the pick and roll with Shingun and Durant. Deadly. By the way, KD, 20 points. Shangun had 13 assists. Rockets beat the Jazz 140-127. Check.
And before we go, Signal marks a new era for its volleyball teams. The Signal HD Spikers have rebranded to the Signal Super Spikers. Both its men's and women's volleyball teams will carry the new moniker, kicking off a new chapter of innovation and championship ambition. The Super Spikers will begin their campaign in the PVL Reinforced Conference on Monday against the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. And joining Signal for this new chapter is one of the league's promising young talents, Jewel Encarnacion. The 15th overall pick in last year's PVL rookie draft has transferred over from the Galleries Tower High-Risers. Encarnacion is known for her scoring and energy on the wings. She now brings her offensive firepower to a Signal team looking to bounce back after a tough run in the PVL on tour.
That's nice. Signal Super. Don't forget to download it in case you haven't yet. Signal Super app still available, and you can have all the different live streaming, lahat ng mga sports, movie, series, mada-download nyo doon. Signal Super app. And congratulations to the Signal team getting Jewel Encarnacion. That's all from us tonight, kapatid. Catch us again tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV Channel 8 on SD and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
Andre Felix.
And I'm Shaska Leton Calao. Thank you for watching, mga kapatid. Good night.